Hi there. Hope you all are doing well. I wanted to check in with you this week to give you a little bit of an overview of what we're working on. I got through a lot of discussion board posts. I got through your checkpoints last night, and I'm working on grading your essays. I'll have those back to you as quickly as I can. The big things that I saw in the checkpoints were some frustration and confusion about APA format and citation. I know that it's a little rough getting started, and I do understand that, and I'll give you plenty of feedback on these essays, and if there are any problems that I see across the board, I'll address those in an upcoming video as well. If you have any specific questions as you're working on next assignments, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll give you feedback in the comments on your upcoming essays. So what we're working on this week, we're starting what I call a translation summary. As you may have noticed, there's quite a disconnect between the way scientists write and the way the general population reads articles, right? You've examined this in your scientific versus popular article. And we've got kind of the middle ground of science writers, people who take that scientific research and then write it for maybe a more general audience. It's generally not out there for, the masses, but they do write in a way that is a bit more accessible for the average person. And even though that happens, it's still not always clear to an everyday reader what is meant in the article. And the article that you have to read this week, Carl Zimmer's advice to aspiring science writers, addresses some of the problem there. One of the things to remember as you're reading that this week and as you start to work on your translation summary is the difference between denotation and connotation. Denotation being the dictionary meaning of a word, and connotation being all of the baggage we attach to that meaning. So if for instance, if I say juvenile, that tends to have a negative connotation, as opposed to if I said adolescent or young person, right? Because we associate juvenile with juvenile delinquent. So over time, that word has become very negative. And Zimmer's article walks through some of the places where the general public misunderstands the scientific definition of a word. There's kind of our general understanding of a word versus what is meant when it's used in science writing. So as you embark on your translation summary, you'll want to make sure you pick something from a scientific or trade journal, and that you make that article, you summarize that article in a way that is accessible to an everyday, well, let's not say everyday, let's say a well-educated audience. So it should be understandable. That doesn't mean it has to be written on, a fifth grade level or anything, but you do want to make sure that you take the information and you make it clear and understandable for your reader. So that's what we're working on for this week. If you have questions as you're working on this assignment, please feel free to email me. I am trying my best to get all of the grading caught up as quickly as I can. A little swamped with my 8-week course and this online course, but I'll get through it. And I know that we are at the point in the semester where the work does start to stack up. I'm feeling it as much as you are. So I hope that you can have yourselves a little bit of rest this weekend and that the course is going well for you. As always, if you have questions, get in touch, and I'll be back with another video as soon as I feel like I have enough content for it. That may be later this week or it may be at the beginning of next week. Take care.